Hey, it's JT again. In my last video, I started to cover the signs and symptoms of stress. Now, I divided the signs and symptoms of stress up into three different categories: physical, mental, emotional, and relational. In the last video, I covered physical signs and symptoms. In this one, I'll cover mental, emotional, and relational. Now, you'll notice that I put mental and emotional signs and symptoms together in the same group. This is because the mind and emotions are so connected that it's not worth splitting them up over the stress issue. So let's start with the mental and emotional signs and symptoms of stress, and we'll hit the relational ones next. Now, remember all the physical signs and symptoms of stress? Well, all those things are happening in our bodies. Even more is happening in our mind and emotions. Now remember, stress is not a thing. The stressors are the things, and the stress is what we experience because of the stressors. Different people experience stress in different ways, mentally and emotionally. Here are some of the ways that stress might be experienced: excessive worry, feelings of burnout on the job, desk rage or workplace rage, symptoms of depression, fears that interfere with daily life, general irritability and a short temper, general anxiety and anxious feelings, bad judgments and poor decision making, an inability to focus on work, school, and household duties, excessive impatience with people or things like traffic or your computer, unreasonable resistance to change in home or work routines. Now, during acute stress, you may experience a rapid change in mental focus, an impulse to run away from or fight a stressor, and intense feelings of alarm, fear, or anger. Another sign of stress is closely related to the physical. That's substance abuse. Now, we're talking alcohol and prescription drugs as well as illegal drugs. Those are things in your mind and emotions that could signal a dangerous level of stress in your life. Now let's look at the relational effects of stress. With all the physical, mental, and emotional turmoil that I've already described, you can probably imagine that stress will have a serious effect on your relationships. In fact, relationships are one of the first places that people begin to suspect stress is having a large impact on their lives. So here are a few of the signs and symptoms of stress in human relationships. Irritation with the most important people in your life. Depersonalization of others. This is treating people as objects rather than as people. This may be the grocery checkout clerk, the slow driver in front of you, or someone else that you don't know real well. You may also see a decreased ability to engage people emotionally. This is called emotional fatigue. Another sign is mental preoccupation, or the inability to engage people intellectually. Now, stress sometimes manifests itself as a decreased desire to interact socially, or social isolation. You got to be careful with this because some people are more introverted while others are more naturally extroverted. So when you gauge desired social interaction, you're going off of your comfortable, healthy norm. Now lastly, a common sign of stress is overreacting to little things that didn't bother you so much before. Use these signs and symptoms of stress carefully, mainly for identifying stress in your own life. When approaching others about their stress, you've got to be sensitive. Depending on your timing, the words you choose, and your tone of voice, you could come across as caring and helpful, or just annoying. Feel free to visit the website for more on the physical, mental, emotional, and relational signs and symptoms of stress.